Hello and welcome to PSUPedia. I hope you're doing well. PSUPedia is a space created specifically for PSU employees to pause, reflect, and have calm conversations about life, career, and money, especially those realities that are often experienced quietly but rarely discussed openly. Today's video is one such reflection. There is no instruction here and no urgency, just an effort to understand a common experience more clearly. Let's begin. Today, let's dive into something that's really specific and honestly not talked about nearly enough. It's this quiet financial pressure that can build up over a long career in a public sector undertaking. It's a story so many people are living, but almost no one is talking about. You know, this promise, it's the whole foundation. When you decide to start a career in a PSU, there's this unwritten deal. You might be trading off some other things, sure, but the bedrock of it all is the expectation of financial security, a life where you don't have to constantly worry about money. And right there, that's the tension. What happens when the reality, maybe 10, 15, or even 20 years down the line, doesn't quite feel like that promise you started with? You see your payslip, the numbers are going up, but your actual sense of financial comfort, that's a different story. This is exactly where it all begins. Our source material really nails it here. It's not some kind of arrogant confidence, right? It's more of a quiet, steady feeling that you've made a really smart, sensible choice for your future. You kind of believe that as time goes on, money worries will just fade away. And you can see why that expectation is so strong. I mean, look at these pillars. You've got a stable salary you can count on every single month. You've got regular, predictable pay hikes. And of course, the big one, job security. Put all that together, and you're painting a picture of a future with more and more financial breathing room. And for a while, you know, everything really does go according to plan. In those first few years of your career, your responsibilities are pretty limited, your expenses are manageable, that monthly cash flow feels good, that promise of stability feels very, very real. But of course, life doesn't stand still. As your career moves forward, your personal life expands right along with it. You hit mid-career, and suddenly you're thinking about buying a house, maybe taking on a home loan. Your family might be growing. Then, before you know it, you're in your senior years, and the costs of your kid's education or your parents' medical needs, they become a constant reality. Now, this is the really crucial part. This isn't about some sudden financial crisis or one big mistake. Every single one of these expenses, the down payment, the school fees, that unexpected medical bill, it's all logical. It's just a necessary part of building a life. It's this slow, steady accumulation of commitments, not some big dramatic event. This really gets to the heart of the whole thing. On one side, you have the perception. My salary is going up, so my comfort level should be going up too. But on the other side, here's the reality for so many. Yeah, the salary number keeps climbing, but the actual cash you have left over at the end of the month, it just flattens out. Sometimes it even feels like it's shrinking. And this is the question that can just haunt you. You look at your payslip and you see a much bigger number than you did 5 years ago, but your bank account is telling a totally different story. It could be so confusing and honestly pretty distressing. It's not a panic, right? The salary is still coming in on time. On paper, everything looks fine. But inside, something's different. This quiet, nagging discomfort starts to creep in. That feeling of financial ease just starts to wear away. This is probably one of the most common signs. That last week of the month, which used to feel totally fine, now it involves a little more careful planning. You start watching the calendar, kind of waiting for payday in a way you never had to before. And that feeling, it translates directly into your daily life. Those spontaneous little decisions, they become rarer. And thinking about the future, like retirement or a big purchase, it starts to feel less exciting and more like a source of pressure. It just adds this huge mental load. Okay, this right here is probably the most important thing we're going to talk about. If any of this sounds familiar to you, please hear this. It is not your fault. It is not a sign that you're bad with money or that you failed to plan. It is a structural outcome of a very specific career path meeting the normal, predictable progression of life. So let's actually give this thing a name. Let's call it the comfort gap. It's that exact space between what you thought your financial life would look and feel like and what it actually is day to day. And just giving it a name helps us see it not as some personal failing, but as a shared phenomenon. So why does this become such a silent struggle? Well, there's this powerful stigma, isn't there? I mean, how can you complain about financial pressure when you're in a stable government job? So many people just assume they're the only ones feeling this way. and they just internalize all that confusion and keep quiet. Look, the goal here isn't to offer some magic solution. The very first, and maybe the most powerful step, is just awareness. Just understanding that the comfort gap is a real structural thing. That alone can lift an enormous weight. It brings clarity and a sense of validation to an experience that so many people have carried all by themselves for decades. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. When you take a feeling that's so isolating and you give it a name, when you turn a private struggle into a shared experience, what changes? What kind of power is there in just understanding? Today's discussion was not about solutions or advice. It was simply about recognizing the gap between what we expect and what we actually experience over time. I'm Ramjee Meena. If this conversation felt familiar to you, please like the video, share it with your PSU colleagues, and subscribe to the channel.